Hello Capricorn, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Capricorn for the end of October. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and feel free to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you, where we'll be taking a look at this final portion of the month of October. So the timeline on this reading will indeed be from October 27th all the way until November 5th. Reason I chose November 5th is that is the full moon in Taurus. So we'll see what's coming. We'll see what's coming to a close for you here as we close out the month. But let's go ahead and get all the cards out, get everything set up and in view, and we'll get right into it. Okay. And I think that's looking just about good enough to meet. Cool. Energy on the bottom. You have the Four of Cups, Capricorn. So the Four of Cups, some of you feel like some of you may be in like deep contemplation at this time. You could say that this person's in contemplation on like a very positive kind of like message for the Four of Cups. This person may be in contemplation or meditating or resting or, taking care of themselves, that sort of thing. I don't usually get I don't get a positive indicator from the Four of Cups usually. The reason being is they are missing out on an opportunity here, right? And the way that I look at this is this person is avoiding, right? They're avoiding something that is in front of them, right? And who knows what the opportunity could be, but for sure, the way that I look at it is they are avoiding. So let's see what we have here. It is possible, though, because you have this Four of Cups and the Four of Swords, that you are indeed feeling like you need a little bit more self-care. This person, you could say, is doing self-care as they have their headphones on, and they're enjoying a nice day outside. That is certainly possible here as well. You have a very interesting reading and a very good set of cards here, I would say. So let's go ahead and let's dive in. But actually, I'm going to give you a PSA first that I've been doing for every sign. If you have something that you need to do, like a task or something that you need to complete, it would be very wise to do it between now and, let's say, the 5th, like the period of time we're looking at. The reason being is on the 9th, we have the final Mercury retrograde of the year. And that task or that thing you have to do, it'll just go a lot smoother, okay? If you do it like within the next couple weeks here, you kind of have a perfect pocket of time for you to get done what you need to get done. It doesn't mean you can't do it during the retro. It just means it'll be maybe a little bit longer. It'll take a little bit longer. It'll be a little bit challenging. But yeah, just wanted to give you that public service announcement. So let's go ahead and let's dive in here. Right away in the middle, you do have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is, it's very much like your energy. It could be any earth sign, but this is somebody who's like a hardworking person. This is somebody who you can never question their work ethic. They have a very strong work ethic, and they are somebody who is really results oriented, when you get the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is also a card that may indicate that you are receiving results, okay? Something that you've worked a very long time for could be finally coming around. You could finally be getting the result or the outcome that you have been working towards. So it's generally a very positive sign to see the Knight of Pentacles in a tarot reading. This can also indicate, like on a different level, taking profit or making a sale, or like there's maybe some sort of like financial event that's going on or happening for you in your situation as well. So generally good stuff when you get the Knight of Pentacles card. So it's interesting though that you have it here combined with the Four of Cups. I will say if there are opportunities presenting themselves to you, be careful that you do not hesitate or miss out here with that energy on the bottom, okay? Because it does feel like you have done quite a bit of like legwork to set yourself up for a result or a specific thing here. So try not to like be careful of self-sabotage, I guess is what I would say. Okay, let's get into this a little bit more. In the first column, you have the Four of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so the Seven of Swords, this can be around sabotage. Okay, the Seven of Swords. You actually have probably my two least favorite cards, but that is okay because you have very good cards around them. And also these cards are in the tarot for a reason. And the Seven of Swords, it can indicate sabotage, maybe somebody sabotaging you or you sabotaging yourself. It can be around deception. This person's stealing swords, right? So everything that goes along with that idea of stealing, right? Everything that goes along with that. This may feel like you've been backstabbed in a certain way, but it could also mean like on a much more positive note, taking a calculated risk or doing some risk taking. You know, maybe even building a plan or putting a plan in motion. That may also apply here. Okay, we'll have to see as we go along. The Knight of Pentacles is not a risk taker, so maybe one of the things that you are kind of like wrestling between is, okay, do I branch out a little bit here? Do I try something a little bit new? Now, I'm not entirely sure here what is going on right now, other than I think, based on the first three cards we've looked at, Seven of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Four of Cups, you want to be careful of self-sabotage, okay? And this may mean here with the Four of Swords that you felt like you've needed a lot of rest, which is okay. You know, it's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay to, you know, take as much time as you need to rest. But there is a point where that period of time is done, right? There's a point where you've taken all the rest that you need. And now what I would say is be careful of resistance here with the Nine of Wands. This person, look, this person is like basically at the finish line and they want to cross the finish line and complete it, but they're not doing it. And if I'm looking at this combination here, it's almost like, yeah, it smells of self-sabotage, okay? With the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Wands, because this person is so close. And what I see you doing here is I see you in a very strong position in that you have gotten yourself so close to completion. Like you have really, really gotten very, very far into something. Whether this is career or another area, it's probably career and work, as you don't really have love messages here. You have really gotten yourself far into getting the result and the outcome that you want, okay? In the middle column, you have the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Empress. All right, so we see that the result is indeed here. It's just there's like a little bit of like a, currently, there's like a little bit of what is going on here, because you are maybe rejecting it in some way here, or you are ready, okay? You are ready, Capricorn, but there's maybe a little bit of like, there's resistance in some area here, something holding you back in a certain way, okay? With the Empress, this is a major card of abundance, okay? This is also the mother of the tarot, but I don't think that applies here. This is a major card of abundance. It represents fertility in life, okay? And yes, like it is a conception card, right? For people who are looking to bring a new person into the world, it's a good sign for that, but I would want to see some other things. Maybe Eight of Wands is actually a good combination with that as well, but there are some other ones. But it is also, think about this idea of fertility on a deeper level, which is like you could plant a seed and see it really blossom and grow and bloom into something big, okay? And the Empress is surrounded by so much abundance. It's also the planet of Venus. Venus is a money planet in addition to a love planet. And actually, there's a couple of things with Venus. It could be like luxuries in life. I have also done a little bit of research on Venus, and some astrologers suggest that it may also be like connected to the markets in some way, but same with Mercury. But yeah, there's a little bit more research I would want to do on that one. But anyway, the idea here is that the universe wants to kind of bless you with something, okay, at this time. And it's not even just the universe blessing you with something. It's also because you really have done the legwork. You've really put yourself in a strong spot to receive this. And I always, believe that, when you take the first step, the universe steps with you, you know? There's kind of a vibration to that, and our actions in life really do matter. What we put out there really does vibrate and reflect back to us. And it seems like you have been doing a lot, and you are now here on this path to getting the result. Now, the Eight of Wands, it is a breakthrough. The Eight of Wands can represent communication from a distance, something coming in from a distance. It can be social media, text messages, calls, phone calls, letters, emails, social media posts, these sorts of things. It is a social media card for me, but it is the pace of something in your life accelerating as well. This idea of accelerated motion, something moving for you with the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. And this could be pretty abundant for you as well as you have the Empress. Okay, this is a really, really solid message here. Be careful of what's going on maybe internally. And here with the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Wands, okay, around sabotage. In the final column, you have the you have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Six of Wands, and you have the Fool. All right, so Wheel of Fortune says, you know what, Capricorn, this is your destiny. This is, you're getting even some amount of luck here as it relates to all of this. It's a card of luck and destiny and good fortune when you get the Wheel of Fortune. And it's basically a window of opportunity. That is the Wheel of Fortune. The window will not always be open, but it's here now. And the question is, will you decide to go forward with it? There are no wrong choices. You could choose not to or to. But usually it's a very good sign when you see the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and you have this here connected to the Eight of Wands, a breakthrough, something accelerated, something pushing ahead with the idea of results coming in of the Knight of Pentacles. The Six of Wands represents success, okay, and I see that potentially here for you, and the Fool is a new beginning. So what I'm seeing here for you is that you will successfully work through any feelings of like, I don't deserve this, or maybe I need to go a little bit more, or I need to work a little bit longer, or I need to work harder. Like these ideas around self-sabotage here, I think you're working through that, and I think that there's a victory on the way for you here with the Six of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. I do see that some of you may be also very popular or in front of people at this time with the Six of Wands and the Eight of Wands. You could be on social media for some people. The Fool, it is this idea of trusting in the unknown. When you get the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool, it's sort of like you can take the first step, but where you go from there is kind of like, you got to allow the universe to kind of guide you, and to do your best. It's kind of like this idea of stepping into the unknown. Even if you step through the door of opportunity that the Wheel of Fortune presents to you, there's no guarantee in terms of what will be on the other side of that door, right? Other than there's a choice. So let's see what this might be around. All right, so let's get some additional clarifications here for you, Capricorn. And sorry if I was calling you Taurus, I don't think I was. But yeah, Capricorn, this is the Capricorn reading. I'm going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards. And there we go. Energy on the bottom, you have Gabriel, divine emergence. It's time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your powers and gifts. Okay. Emerging here through the door of opportunity for you, Capricorn. All right. You have Charity, pillar of service. Serve with a gracious heart and know God is serving you. You have Seraphiel, heart of devotion. Let the cup of your heart be filled through commitment and dedication. And then you have Raziel, the inner workings. There are hidden truths below the surface. Dig deeper. Okay, well, I don't think anyone can question your commitment and dedication. And this idea of like, serve with a gracious heart and know God or the universe, whatever you put meaning into, is serving you. It's kind of like, for me, talking about how when you take that first step, all the universe will conspire to get you there, which is from the book The Alchemist. Like, I really believe in that. You then here have Raphael, clarity of vision. Be willing to see things differently to initiate healing and experience wholeness. And then Metatron, heaven to earth. Your current situation is alignment with your mission on earth. In other words, you're on the right path. Okay, you're on the right path here, Capricorn. So let's see what we have. Let's take a look at the tarot cards and start to clarify those even more. Now, do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I do hope things are going well for you. All right. Okay, you have the Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands, and the Justice card. Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands, and the Justice card. Okay, so with the Ace of Cups, this represents a really happy new beginning in one's life. It can represent the feeling of like experiencing some joy and some pleasure in life as you start something new. It can represent a new relationship as well, but you know, it's more of a passive energy. You know, aces, they can represent new beginnings, but cups usually are around, you know, the heart space, emotions, you know, love, these sorts of things. These are more like passion. Or sorry, these are more like passive versus the wands and the swords. These are more action-oriented cards, right? And I do think that you have taken some time here in the past to really do some self-care with the Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups. Like, take care of yourself, take care of your emotional needs, you know, and do the things you enjoy doing. I do think that's shifting for you into some more action-based ideas here. And again, you still have done the legwork, but I think that they're, okay, because I realize that this is like a bit convoluted or, yeah, a bit hard to follow, but basically, so far up to this point in the reading, like it feels like you have done a lot of legwork. You have put yourself in a very strong position, and at the same time, maybe you've needed a period of like rest here, or a period of like a break. Maybe some of you needed a break or something like that with the Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords. And I think break time is over, okay, is what I'm saying. And I think it's now time for you to build on all of the legwork that you've done up to this point, okay? With the Ten of Wands and the Seven of Swords, there might have been something that was like, you know, there may be like the Ten of Wands and the Seven of Swords, that could be this idea of an uphill battle, and it could be connected to like somebody that you trusted that it didn't work out. But it also, I think, more likely for you is about something internal, okay, connected to sabotage. Okay, I keep going back to that, but I do think it's something internal here. With that Ten of Wands, this person is fighting an uphill battle. They are completing something, but it means there's still a bit more work ahead. And this can represent like hard work, you know, when you get the Ten of Wands. And actually with the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands, I like that combination because to me it would suggest that you're going the distance. So I think, once again, I will maintain that I think that you are working through any of this challenging energies around, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I can't believe I'm receiving this. Like, how is this all coming in for me finally? Like, these sorts of thoughts and ideas, like, you're letting go of those. Justice card says this is your karma. You deserve to have this result that comes in because you've put the legwork in, Capricorn. Like, you deserve to have this. You have the Nine of Wands again, so here's the resistance again. You have the Three of Pentacles, and you also have the Ace of Swords. Okay, what is that? Double aces and a fool. So you are absolutely getting that new start here during this time, if this is your reading. And there is a bit of like a harvest type of energy here is what I'm feeling with the Empress and the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is like sort of a divine breakthrough as well. You've got two breakthrough cards with the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Swords. It feels like you're on the right path. Heaven to earth, your current situation is alignment with your mission on earth. In other words, you're on the right path here, Capricorn. There is, I think, even some support here in the work area, as well as you have this card of colleagues, which is the Three of Pentacles, connected to results, which is the Knight of Pentacles. This may also talk about, if it's not about your colleagues, the Three of Pentacles, you are a strong builder of something in life. Okay, you've been building something, and I have seen that for you in this reading the whole way through. Now, some of you are a bit hesitant when this result comes in, okay? And I keep saying that. And I think that this is like a big nudge, a big push, okay? Not a nudge, a big push to really consider the options or the results that are coming in for you and really take a look at them and be careful of throwing out the baby with the bathwater. You've heard that phrase before, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You don't have to drop, basically what I'm saying here is like, don't sabotage all of your hard work, okay? What else do we have? You have the Six of Swords, you have the Hermit, and you also here have the Ace of Wands. So what, we have 1, 2, 3 aces, almost all of them. We're just missing the Ace of Pentacles. Do we have that? No, we're just missing the Ace of Pentacles. And you have the Fool. So 3 aces and a Fool, that's crazy. I mean, that does not happen very often, okay? 4 aces and a Fool is very, 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 very rare, okay? But 3 aces and a Fool is also equally, not equally, but also very hard to find. So this is a rare occurrence in a reading. And, the Ace of Wands, we talked about how the Ace of Swords may be a breakthrough, some divine insight that may be happening here. The Ace of Cups is a happy new beginning. I can see you maybe also taking care of your emotional needs. Ace of Wands is that fire that is being lit that you are super, super excited about. Okay, it is a perfect card for starting a business. It's the perfect card for getting fired up, lighting up your world and absolutely going for something. One of my favorite cards in the tarot, and it's more of an action-oriented card, okay, compared to, like, let's say the Ace of Cups. All right, so you have that with the Fool. I see that you are undergoing something completely new here. You are getting a fresh start. You're getting a new start here around this time. If this is your reading, this is going to likely be in the career or work areas for you. Whatever it is that you do for employment, whether you're self-employed or not. Hard for me to tell, actually, in this type of reading. Yeah, you could be in any of those camps. But yeah, this is absolutely on the way if this is your reading. And the other thing here is there could be quite a bit of success with this, as you have the Six of Wands. The Hermit here is somebody who is kind of like becoming a master or trying to build up or skill up or learn knowledge, or sorry, gain knowledge. Bad combination of words there. Somebody who's trying to gain knowledge or become a master. And this is also somebody who is like a solo, they prefer their alone time. And then you have here the Six of Swords, which is a card that may indicate transition or changes in life. Now, just remember that timelines can change. It feels like, if I'm just going by the tarot cards, this feels like it's absolutely on the way, as you have 3 aces, but just know timelines can change, right? Just keep that in mind. There are no 100% guarantees in tarot. So on the bottom, you do have the King of Wands. Okay, so that actually gives me some context here that some of you are indeed self-employed, or you are indeed very much interested in being the leader in whatever it is that you do for work or your career. King of Wands, Ace of Wands is a very strong card that would indicate self-employment in some way. Let's go ahead and let's also take a look at the Kipper cards here. Got a little thrown off with the 3 aces and the Fool. That's like something that's very hard to find in a reading. So Let's see what else we have. You have poverty, wealthy man, official person, pathway, community, and despair. Poverty and despair, as you see, this is the it's a challenging combination of words, but you see here the not hiring in the background. This is obviously a card when people are looking when people are seeking employment, but having a challenge with that. And there are. I'll let you kind of fit this into your situation, but what I'll say is that like there's clearly a new start here. Okay, and I would say that this scenario seems to be on the upswing. Family room, wealthy man, and lovers. I will say with this lovers card, it could be about partnering with someone in business because this is not a love reading. I also think that some of you may be working from home here as I look at that family room as well. Wealthy man is usually about your investments in life. Official person is the person who can offer you the job as well. This is the hiring person. And then the pathway is your dharma, okay? I'm not going to actually use the time value that's associated with this because I don't think it's applying to this reading. This is your dharma. This is the path you're supposed to be on. Take a look at the opportunity that's showing up for you here, Capricorn, because the cards are saying that it looks very, very good for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.